Okay, welcome back, Samir. It is Sunday, August 11th. Now, first things first, we're going to work on your setup a little bit because you're still a little bit slouchy posture. You're sitting down into your knees more than you need to be, keeping your tailbone tucked under a little bit, and it makes you have your spine a little too vertical, a little too tall. And then to get your arms around your body, you have to slouch from the mid back shoulder area. See that hunch right there? That's just because you got your tailbone under. And that forces you to push your hands and arms out, away. Like that. I feel bad for them, but that's the way it is. Okay, now, so see, you're a little slouchy in here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bringing your tailbone up. That will pull back on your knees here. So you won't have quite as much knee flex. You'll still be flexed, just not as much. Then you'll have to be a little more bent forward like this, and your back will straighten out, and your arms will be hanging more vertical, straight down, and the club will then be out like this. See, we don't want to push out like that. We want the arms hanging more from gravity. Okay, so now a lot of guys self-adjust. Let me see what you do here. I just start too low, will pop up. Yeah, see how you popped up right there? See, now you popped up to about where you should have started. See where you ended up there? Now you end up in a pretty good posture, but you don't start there. Now the problem is, let me bring up a photo so you can see. Okay, now look, here's Tiger. He's not a happy golfer either right now. That's one thing about golf. Hard game, tough game. Most of the time, most guys aren't very happy. But they're never, you don't usually get what you want always. You know what I mean? Because like in a tournament, there's going to be one winner. Everyone else is a loser. He's won 5 tournaments here, but he can't win these majors, and he's not going to win this major today. So he's not a happy camper. But anyway, now watch. If I draw his posture angles, see, he starts kind of where I want you to start. See, but now he stays there. Watch. See? Now you start down, too low, and then you go into that correct posture on the backswing. So you counter adjust. Problem is, you didn't start there. So you started here. Now see, you've gone forward on your toes and raised up, but the ball didn't raise up as it forward, so now you're going to be too close to the ball. You know what I mean? It's going to cause problems because he starts there and stays there. So that's the goal we want to get you to do. We want to start there and stay there. So that, see, he's the right height. He just turns down. Now you have to go from down to up. Now you got to go back down again, and you stayed up. See now you're even going more up. See right there? You're pulling away from the ball right there. And now you're going to hit a thin scully shot. You're not going to catch it because you're pulling away from it. Okay, so we need to stabilize your spine and swing center. That's the big issue. Okay. Now, let's take a look on the front view real quick. Okay, now here, see. Can you see the difference in how you're forward pressing the club? We want the ball to be in line with the left ear, left arm, left ear, left armpit area closer to your front foot, which would be about here, which is pretty good. Okay, and that's about the right distance from the left foot too. That's pretty good. Now you don't need that much forward press. The shaft has a forward press built into it. It points at the left armpit. You're just over forward pressing a little bit. And then back your hands off to about there. You're going to pull your hands back an inch or so, more even with the ball. Okay. Then we're also going to narrow your back foot because see, your back foot's a little too wide. Yeah, your back foot's just about an inch too wide. Wide you slide. You need to be shoulder width. Okay, so can you see how he looks a little narrower? Okay. Now let's swing you both to the top. Not bad. For beginner, decent. Yeah, you'll learn to stretch out that left arm up, take a real close look at your left hand grip again, because when a person is bending their left arm instead of keeping it straight, it's usually a sign that they're gripping the club too much in the palm instead of in the fingers. Because when you grip it too much in the palm, your left wrist can't hit. So when you fold your right arm, you'll bend at your left elbow instead of your left wrist. Now, once you get the grip in the fingers and you fold your right arm, you'll bend at the left wrist and the left arm can stay straight. And the reason you want that arm straight is because that's the distance you started with. That's the radius, the width of the swing, so right there. Now, if you bend that, it pulls the hand and the club up with it, and you'll be too high, and you'll hit thin shot. Because we want to be straight here, and then we want to be straight at impact. See? Now, if you start straight here, then you fold it, that. Now, if it doesn't get back to straight, you'll be too high on the ball. You see what I'm saying? If you shorten the radius. See how it's still bent? See how you're pulling that up? Look at you at impact as you come into it. See how that elbow's pulling up? See how he's extending? The other thing is he's swinging down and forward. Can you see how his right knee and foot are kicking in as he turns his hip? His weight's on his front foot. Now, can you see you're hitting off your back foot? You're falling back. See your head and body weight fall back? So you're hitting off your back foot. And you want to get over onto your front foot for impact. Okay, that's why you don't be so wide either, because if you're wide, it's really hard to get your weight on the front foot. You want to drag that right foot over. Whereas if it's narrower, you just push off and come up under the toe. Okay, we'll make it easier for you. Okay, so let's go work on those things. Now here's before and after. See, this is what you walked in the door with, and this is that last swing. Now that is a night and day better posture. At least here, when you go to tee it up, you look like a golfer. Because at least your posture is good. You see the difference? Yeah, and your arms are hanging down on top of your ribs more. I think they can still be a little more vertical, but they're pretty good. Sometimes the belt buckle, that's all pretty good. Much better. This is just ball stopping. Okay, so that's the first change that way. Good. Better. See, the goal is this thing coming back here. Yeah, see, you look a lot more like him now. The goal is to be able to maintain our spine, head, and knee flex position. Posture is like the framework of the swing that we swing around. Yeah, that all stayed the same pretty much. Okay. And before, when you were popping up into this position, now you're starting in that position. So hopefully you should be able to maintain it. You won't pop up. You look on your toes a little bit. See how? I'm going to add another part to the equation here. Watch. You draw a line along its right rump, where his hips and rump start, and then a line along where his head started. Now watch as he swings back. See how his right rump stayed in contact with that line? That shows that when he turns, the weight goes from the instep right here. See where this is right here? That's where your center of gravity is right there, in your instep. Now your weight will go back to your heel when you turn onto your right heel. That's what it should do. See how your head went forward of that line? So you're closer to the ball now. See? Right here. See that gap? See, so what happens is when you come forward off of this that way, then you go forward this way. And your weight goes onto your toes a little bit. See what I mean? Now the problem is the ball didn't go forward. You move an inch forward, you go from the sweet spot to the shin. The positive trade. So you said, how do I fix that? I said, well, you're going to feel it through the ground up. You're going to feel it in your feet. Because your weight's on your toes right now. And when you sit back here and close this gap, your weight's going to go from right here. See these stripes right here? That's where you start, but it's going to go the opposite. It's going to go back instead of forward. Okay. Now watch the downswing. He's going to now turn, and now watch. Look at his left arm. Up through that line. Where does that tell you where his weight is? It's back on his left heel and his left rump. That gives him room for the arms and clubs to extend into the ball. Now, if you stay on your toes, we got a problem because see, now you're more on your toes. Now you're really jammed up. See, and you're lucky you didn't shank that because if you move that far forward, you're bringing that club in this direction. See what I mean? And now you see how you're bringing that hosel into play? Yeah. See, and so you're going to have a hard time It causes you to also to swing out to in. It makes you pull back into the ball because you went forward, but the ball's still back, and you have to pull in instead of swing out. So it causes some problems. So what we need to do is close that gap on both sides. On the backswing, your right rump will be pushed back into that line. And I call this rump against wall drill. Right? This is going to become your homework. I'm going to give you a drill to do at home where you're going to push your right rump into the wall in the backswing, and then on the downswing, like he is here, you're going to get your left rump into the wall. So you're popping up trying to make room where you should be making room by going back. Okay. See how you're way off the wall. Now he will come off the wall at the very end. You stand up on your tiptoes. So he's still in the wall there. Now at this stage of the swing, right about the very end of the swing, you come up on your tiptoe and you'll come off the wall as you stand up. Take pressure off your back. Okay. So that's the issue. Alright. Now, before we go do the rump against wall drill, let me show you the other nice change you made from the front view. So here's the before and after. On the right, here's the before and after. Now you can see the difference. On the right, you had a wide stance. Now you've got shoulder width. See if I go ankle to shoulder, that's shoulder width. This is too wide. See what I mean? Mainly your back foot. Okay, now here your hands are even with the ball, so you've got the right amount of shaft length. It should be pointing towards your left armpit. Here it's pointing to your left shoulder. So we just backed off a little bit, just back to there. Okay, now this looks way better. Way better. Good. Yeah, see how by making you look at your left hand grip for a split second there, now your left arm is a lot straighter. See that bend? That's only because you were slipping back into the old grip. Back up in the palm. So you got to keep that grip in the fingers, be able to hinge that left wrist so you can keep that left arm straight. Once you get in the palm, you'll always start to do this. And then you'll be too high on the ball because that chicken wing that's right there. Now, it's still okay. You got to just keep it extended right there. You're just breaking down. I'm just over swinging a little bit. You just got to stay there. You know, you're still you felt it. You said, I still think I'm still chicken winging. You're right. You are. Okay. That's overall better though. Okay. Now, let's go back there and we'll work on closing that gap, getting you back on your right rump and make sure that rump against wall drill. And here's that last shot. Now, such a better setup. See, I like that your arms are hanging more from gravity. See how they're hanging straighter down now instead of pushed out. Because pushed out wants to pull back in. That's the problem. Okay. Now you got a better. You move the hips here. And you're looking more back in the center of gravity where it should be. Here you look a little forward of your toes. Okay, now let's put that up against the wall drill there now. I know here you're going to come away from it. Ah, good. Very good. See the difference? You closed the gap. Good. Now, you don't want to go forward on your toes there either, because now you're going to be too close to the ball and jammed up. And shake it or hit funny shots because of that. You don't have room to extend your arms. You're all jammed up right there. Now, if you get to close that gap here, your arms have room. This is where you got to keep working on, because you closed it to some degree. See, about half of it, but you still are off of it right there. See, you're doing it better enough to hit the ball a little better though, because it gives you more room for the arms to extend. And I still want to work on closing that gap still. This is where your homework's going to come in. See, you closed it from 2 inches to about 1 inch. Now you got to close that last inch. Much better. Okay, now from the front view, let's compare. Now here's before and after from the front view. See, we narrowed your stance down, pulled the hands back more even. This looks so much better. Yeah, see? Still bending, gotta learn to stretch that out. That's gonna take some time. All beginners do this at first, and then you learn, once you get used to the grip in the fingers, you learn to stretch it out more. Down, extend, and see there, a little more extension, good. Come forward. See, as you start to get rump to rump and start to swing more circular, turning instead of sliding, then you create hours to force it. Extend your arms to the target more naturally. Now, and we'll start to work on your chicken wing arm in the next lesson or two once we fix these balance issues. I have a system I work with that I know what has to come first. The body rules. The way I look at things, the mind rules the body. That's rule number 1. But then the body rules the arms because the arms are connected to the body, of course. So if your body's not turning correctly, then the arms and the club can't go correctly. So then I'll work on pivot, balance, weight shift to get the body going correctly because then the arms have a chance to go along to the right. But then as we start to get the body correctly, then we'll fine tune and get into the arms. And we're heading there. We're getting there. Don't worry. I'm going to work on that chicken wing. But I think a lot of it will go away from what we did today, just learning to swing that circular and go rump to rump to the heel. Very good. Well, that's what you're going to work on.